Hi guys, so today I'm actually going to be packing for my holiday, but by the time this video goes up I'll actually already be in Disney World, but I thought I'd make a video of what I take with me and my packing process. So yeah. So this is everything I'm taking with me, and I've got to get it to fit in that suitcase down there. So let's get started. So I've moved to sit on my floor now, just because I think it'll be easier to pack and do this sat on the floor than it is to be on my bed. Like I said, I'm going to be showing you my packing process as well as just showing you what I'm taking with me. Now, normally when I pack, I'm one of those people who likes to roll their clothes and then put it in the case. I do personally find it makes more space, but however, it still doesn't leave a lot of space, especially when you're taking as much stuff as I am. But a YouTuber I've been watching recently who does a lot of travel vlogs, especially to Disney World, actually recommends packing cubes. So what I'm going to do, I've gone out and I bought a 7-pack of packing cubes. Obviously this is just one of the bigger ones. And I'm going to give them a go this trip. So I'm going to film myself showing you what's going to go into each cube. And then I will cut to a clip of me actually putting it in the cube, just because of the angle of my tripod. I'd rather lower the camera down. So yeah. By the way, I have already done a trial run of packing everything into the cubes, and as far as I'm aware it's all going to fit, but there are some stuff I didn't put in last time, so that might change. And everything that's going in is already cleaned. I've been spending all week washing it and ironing it, so hopefully this should be okay. So I'm going to start off with the bigger packing cube, which is this one. Now what's going in this one is going to be all my shorts and t-shirts that I'm going to be wearing around the parks. Now it does seem a little excessive for what I'm taking, but I've tried to base it on what I took last year, because last year I seem to have packed a reasonable amount. There wasn't a lot I didn't wear, so hopefully I haven't overpacked too much. So altogether I'm going to be taking about 8 pairs of shorts. 2 are going to be for the water parks and around the hotel, around the pool, which I will get to in a minute, but then the rest are for just around the parks in general. So I have 3 pairs here, which are slightly longer ones. So 2 salmon pairs and a grey pair. I couldn't think of the colour then. Now these 2, I can't remember where I got them, but all 3 I bought in the last year ready for this holiday, but they weren't in my most recent video because, like I said, I bought them a couple of months ago. But yeah, like this pair for example, I got in Primark, so I do know where they were from. I like the kind of elasticated, so and they're quite light as well, so they should be quite comfortable, especially in the warm weather. The other 3 pairs I'm taking were 3 pairs I took last year with me. So a red pair, a black pair, and then a navy pair. Now these ones are a bit shorter, so obviously it's just going to vary which park I'm doing and what the weather's like as to whether I wear these ones or the slightly longer ones. Now, like I said, I'm also taking 2 pairs for around the pool and when I go to the water parks. So these are both from Primark. These I bought last year for the holiday and I love them because they're really light and they actually have pockets in, which is great when you're just going down to the pool because you can just put your phone in it. And then these I bought more recently, just because, like I said, I like the other pair, so I went and bought a 2nd pair. So next up we have t-shirts. Altogether I'm going to be taking about 9 tops with me. Now it seems a little excessive, and it probably is, but I want to have options for what I wear, and obviously if some get dirty, at least I have other ones I won't necessarily have to wash out. So I got 4 t-shirts with me. I have one which I got from Primark, you can't really see very well, which has a stitch on it. I have a nice blue and white striped one, which is quite long and it's a really nice fit. I have a plain navy one. I also have a navy Harry Potter one, which I'll be wearing when I go to Universal. I'm also going to be taking 3 vest tops with me, just varying colours. I don't really have to show you what those look like. Just for if it's a warmer day, I think those will probably be a bit more comfortable than the actual t-shirts. Now, the last 2 t-shirts I'm taking are, I bought these last year when I got back from Disney World because I had them in 2 other colours, but I'm going to take the darker ones, and because they're a little baggier, I'm probably going to use these just for when I'm around the resort, around the pool, and when I go to the water parks. Like I said, they're pretty light and they'll be quite nice over my swimsuits. So next up we have the middle size packing cube, which is this one. It's just slightly smaller than the last one, but this one's going to have my pyjamas and dresses in. So altogether I'm going to be taking 4 pairs of pyjamas. Now I am aware that one is excessive. I could probably get away with 3, and I know a lot of people would just take 2, but I don't like wearing the same pyjamas for too long, so 4 is a comfortable amount for me. Here are all the pyjamas I'm taking. Like I said, it's only 4 sets. They're all Disney ones, so I have a Stitch set, a Minnie Mouse set, another Stitch set, you can tell my favourite characters, and then on the bottom is a Jungle Book. Yeah, like I said, I'm also staying in a hotel overnight before I fly, so that's another reason why I'm taking 4 pairs opposed to 3, just to have more options then. And like I said, if they get dirty, because there is a coffee machine in my room I believe, and knowing me, I'll probably spill coffee on one of them, so I'd rather have 4 pairs opposed to 3 just in case. Next up we have dresses. I'm going to be taking 3 for definite, which are these 3. They all look pretty similar, so I don't know if you can tell if there are actually 3 there. But I've had these ones a couple of years. They're great in the warm weather because they're really light and really breathable, so they're going to be great, like I said, for the warm weather, and they're quite nice to wear in the evenings as well, I find. So I'm taking them. At the moment, like I said, I'm only taking 3, but I might put a 4th one in just because I haven't decided if what I wear up on the train on the Saturday is what I'm going to be wearing on the plane as well. So I might take a 4th one in just to wear on the plane. Also in this cube, because my dresses are going there, I'm also, like I've mentioned in my haul video, I bought anti-rub shorts to go under my dresses, which are here. I have the 2 I bought plus the 2 I already owned, so 4 together, and I'm going to put them in this cube as well, just so they're already with my dresses. Like I said, I bought these just for obvious reasons. When you're in a dress, especially in weather, my thighs are going to rub, so I'm hoping these will help with that. The smallest of the netted ones. In this one it's going to be my cardigans and my bathing suits. So we'll start with the bathing suits. So altogether I'm taking 3, which I think is a reasonable amount. Like I said, I can rinse them out, and it obviously means I don't have to rinse them out as much if I have more options. So I have these 2, which I bought a couple of years ago, which are just tie necks. I like these ones, especially if I'm going to be sunbathing around the pool, because I can untie them, and then it means I'm not going to get like tan lines from the straps. I'll also be taking a one piece with me. This one is just more for the water parks, just because I think wearing a bikini on the water side is probably a little risky, so I'd rather have a one piece for that. And like I showed you in my haul video, this is a halter neck, so once again, I'm going to have weird tan lines possibly, but it varies up my tan lines a bit. What I'm also going to try and put in this cube is my cardigan. I'm taking 2 with me altogether. One I'm going to be wearing on the plane, so obviously I'm not going to show that in this video. But last year I only took 1 cardigan with me, and by the end of the holiday it was in desperate need of a wash, so I'm taking a second one, which is this blue one, just to try and, so I have a bit of a variety, and obviously if one gets dirty I have a spare with me just in case. So the last item of clothing then, before I move on to like accessories and that, is obviously going to be underwear. So one of the things that comes in the set packing cubes are 3 pouches. The classic secret pouches, or at least that's what the front of them says. So the medium one, which is this one, I have all my underwear in. Now obviously you don't need to see that, so I'm not going to open this up and show you what's in it, and that's already packed. This isn't part of the packing cube set. It was something my mother gave me, which is just like a net bag. It's used to wash bras, and I'm just going to use that to actually pack my bras. So I know I didn't show you the underwear because that's just weird, but I will kind of show you my bras. So altogether I'm going to be taking 5 and then wearing a 6. I've got 3 like white and nude colour ones, because obviously with vest tops they're probably a better option, and then 2 sports bras which I can wear under the t-shirts. So we have footwear, which will be going in this nice shoe bag that came in that set. Now last year, for the park wise, I only ever wore my Toms. I did try wearing my flip-flops the one day, but I only lasted about 30 minutes in them because I ended up getting like a blister under my foot from them, and that was not comfortable. So I ended up spending the entire week in my Toms, and I want to try and avoid that this year. So I will be taking my navy Toms again this year. However, I bought a second pair of Toms just because obviously in that heat your feet sweat. It's not a pleasant thing to think about, but they do. So wearing the same set of shoes means they're not going to be great after 2 weeks. So I'm taking a second set just so I can mix it up a little bit. Plus having navy and then grey means I can vary them depending on what outfit I'm wearing. Another issue I had last year, like I said, my feet get warm, but because I was wearing Toms the entire time, I did end up with blisters, only little ones. Although I had broke the shoes in, they were rubbing in the same place for 7 days straight, so it meant like I said, I ended up with blisters. So I'm going to take flip-flops, even if it's just for half a day or just the one day here and there. So these are the pair I'm going to pick for the park. Just like I said, they're going to be cooler on my feet, and they're going to hopefully help reduce the blisters I get from my Toms. I'm also going to be taking this set of flip-flops which I bought this year, just for more in the evenings. Last year I would go to the park in the day, sometimes I would then go back to the hotel for a bit, and then go back in the evening to the park. Because in the evenings I'm not doing as much walking, I don't need a sturdier shoe, and I thought these would be quite nice in the evening, and they're a bit more dressy as well. As well as taking my Toms, my navy ones for the flight, I'm also going to be putting these in my hand luggage. These are more for when I'm around the pool and the water park, but I'm putting them in my hand luggage just in case I want to swap out when I get on the bus or when I get off the plane. So next up we have my makeup bag and my toiletry bag. So this is my toiletry bag. It came as part of a gift set I had a couple of years ago, and it's great. It's one I usually take when I go away. I like it mainly because it splits into 2 compartments, so I can split stuff for like what I need like near the sink and what I need more in the shower. So on this side I've got my razor, my shaving foam, toothpaste, toothbrush, my makeup remover, and I've also got glass wipes in there. I am taking like cotton pads to remove my makeup, but I think I've run out. I think I have another one in a drawer somewhere downstairs, but I'm going to have to check. If not, I'll have to go out and buy some. And then on this side I have body wash, shampoo, conditioner, face wash. I've also got hand sanitizer and hand wipes. Just those are probably going to end up in my park bag at some point, but they're just in here for now. With the shampoo and the conditioner and them, they're almost run out. But in Disney hotels they actually, or at least they did last year, they had full bottles of shampoos, conditioner and body wash in the showers. They fixed the walls, you can't steal them. But not that I would. But I liked them last year, and obviously it's less things for me to have to pack. So those I'm going to run down. They've only got about 2 uses left anyway. So yeah, so that's why I haven't got that much, but that should be alright for the first couple of days. Next we have my makeup bag. Now, depending on how you look at it, this is either quite bulky or quite compact. Like I said, it depends on how you look at it. Now, I don't wear a lot of makeup, so in that case this is quite bulky for that, but it actually opens up. I'm not going to show you what's in it because it opens up flat, and obviously I don't want to really angle the camera because it's just a makeup bag, so it's got what you'd expect in there. I've also got makeup remover wipes. I know I've got my makeup remover in my toiletry bag, but I like to use like the face wipes first and then the makeup remover just to get the more intense stuff like my mascara off. I've also got hair ties, hairpins, and just a lot of hair stuff in here as well. Oh, and a little tub where I decanted some moisturiser in. So part of the set of packing cubes I got, there were 3 cubes, the shoe one, and 3 pouches. I've shown you the medium pouch. This is the large one. This one I'm going to be using more for my other toiletries, my larger ones then, so like sunscreen and that. So I will show you those there now. Now, like I said, first thing I'm going to talk about is sunscreen. It is going to be sunny and obviously in 30 degrees, and when you're from the UK, like me, you are going to burn. So very important that you take sun care. So I'm taking 2 with me. One's a factor 50, which is this one, and another one is a factor 30. This one is your standard typical sunscreen, which last year I would use in the morning. I would put this on before I left the room and then just leave this in my room. This one is a spray-on one, and this I would just throw in my park bag to top up throughout the day. So it was enough, and luckily I didn't get burnt last year, so that method seemed to work for me. But just in case those don't work, I am taking After Sun with me. Like I said, if I do get burnt, I'm going to need this. And knowing my luck, I probably will get burnt, but in a really weird place, like on my feet, which has actually happened in the past. I'm also, in my park bag, going to be... I don't know if I'm going to be taking both of them in my park bag, actually, but I might. Which, one's a deodorant. I've got this one, which will be going in my case. And then I've got this one, which I'm going to just throw in my hand luggage. Like I said, I've got a roll-on and spray one. Spray one is probably better just for topping up in the park, and then this one is more of an all-day one, which will be going on when I'm in the hotel. The other thing, I'm not sure whether I'm going to take, it's not that heavy. I'm taking it with me, but I don't know whether I'm going to put it in my park bag or not, which is a heat refreshing spray. Like I said, it gets really warm, and I didn't use the fan last year, so I don't know if I'll actually get around to using this, but I will put it in my bag just in case, because it's great when you just want to cool off. The other thing that's going in this bag, it's not really skincare or skin related, is a travel wash. Like I said, although I am taking a lot of stuff with me, there might be things I just want to give a rinse out before I come home, so I'm taking a travel wash with me so I can do that. Another thing I'm going to be taking with me, I'm going to pack it in my case for now, but it will go in my park bag, are reusable straws. Now Disney are trying to reduce their single-use plastics, so they have got rid of their straws and replace them with paper ones. Now I'm not a big fan of the paper straws, so I'm just going to take my own reusable ones. I'm also going to put some of my hair stuff in here. I got my brushes over there, which I'll get to in a minute, but I don't know if I'm actually going to have space for now, so I'm just going to show you the two products I'm taking. So one is just a travel size hairspray. Like I said, my hair doesn't do well in the humidity, so having hairspray just to set my hair in the morning would probably be an advantage. And product I mentioned before, which is R&B. My hair gets dry naturally anyway, so in that heat it's probably going to get worse, so I'm just making sure I take a hair moisturiser with me just to use when I get out of the shower and before I dry my hair. Now next up, although it is going in this pouch, is feet related, so these are the items I'm talking about that are specific for me, and I will explain them each. So like I mentioned with my shoes, my feet sweat, especially when they get warm, like anybody's feet. So last year I just took standard like baby powder and that, but this year I went to Lush and bought their Tea for Toes, which is basically just a deodorant for your feet. It's great. I have used it a couple of times already and I find it works. So I will probably just be using this, putting it in my shoes and directly on my feet before I go out to the parks each day. Another thing I'm going to take with me for my feet, sorry there's a lot of feet talk, but like I said, these are specific for me, is a foot moisturiser. This one is again from Lush. I've just decanted it into this bottle. It's got peppermint in it, so it's quite cooling, so I'm thinking at the end of the day, I did take this with me last year as well. At the end of the day, when my feet are really warm, when I get back to the hotel, this can be used to help cool them down. So next up we have the last and the smallest of the pouches in the set. Now this one I'm going to use for my electronic stuff, majorly my charging cables and my cameras. Obviously I'm going to be taking this camera with me, but I'm going to be taking two other cameras. One of them is this, which is my Instax camera. I wanted to take it last year, but I didn't get round to it, or I just decided at the last minute not to, and I wish I had. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to walk around the park all day with it. I'll probably use it a couple of times and then stick it in a locker. Now this isn't going to fit in the pouch, it's just going to go in my bag like this. But I've been taking two film cartridges with me for it, so obviously they're going to go in the pouch. So the other camera I'm taking is this action camera. Like I said, I'm going to be going to the water parks this year, and I don't want to be using this camera because I don't want it to get wet, so having one that's waterproof is definitely going to come in handy. And I'm also going to be taking the attachment with me as well. and I'll probably use this around the pool as well if it's not too busy. If there are loads of people, I don't really want to use my camera around the pool. Other thing that's going in that's camera related is this little purse. Now mostly this purse is, I'll show you what's in it. I've got 2 spare batteries for my camera. One is the actual camera battery, which actually died while I was filming this, so I've had to swap out already, and then some spare SD cards. The other thing that's in this purse, if you can hear it, is actually coins. You might remember from last year I like to do pressed pennies, so I had a couple of quarters and pennies left over from last year, so I've put them in this little pouch, and I'll be using this when I go around the parks. So the next thing is an adapter. This is quite obvious what this is for. I am taking 2, the other one I'm just going to put it in my hand luggage, just in case I need it before I get to the hotel. Like I said, I'm going to be using this pouch for electronics, so the main thing that's going in electronics is chargers. Now they're a little disorganised at the moment, but I am going to put like elastic bands around them. So I have one for my Fitbit, which I'm wearing at the moment. Another one, this one is, I'm probably going to take headphones on the plane with me. So this charges my headphones, it also charges my action camera. And then I've got this, which is for my camera batteries. Self-explanatory, lets me charge 2 batteries at once, so when you go around the parks, it's handy to be able to charge 2 at once at night, because last year I did have issues with my camera batteries. So coming back to hair stuff now, because it's kind of in the electricals as well. I'm not going to take hairdryer with me just because there's one already in the room, so it takes up space and is added weight that I just don't need, so I'm not going to bother. I am however going to take my hair straighteners with me, although a lot of the time I am going to be, like my hair's going to be tied up like it is now. I still want to straighten my hair just in case. So these are my straighteners, I've had them for a couple of years now. They're in the case at the moment, but I am going to put them in loose, and then the case actually falls quite flat, and I'm taking that just because it's got heat resistant lining on the inside. I'm also going to be taking these with me. I've got a wet brush, just to brush my hair when it's wet, obviously, self-explanatory, because it helps like get the knots out, because my hair gets quite knotty when I've just washed it, and then this is just more for when I'm straightening my hair. Next we have the more miscellaneous stuff. These are not going in a particular pouch, they're probably just going to go in loose, and some of it might end up in my hand luggage, but I thought I'd show you anyway. So 2 things I'm taking are these linen bags. This one's a smaller, this is kind of more of a medium size, just to throw my dirty washing in as I go along. Kind of self-explanatory. What I'm going to do, my plan is to put everything in the drawers and the hangers when I get to the room, and then as I go along I'm going to put them in these, and then just throw them in the case, and then when it comes to packing again I will pack all the dirty stuff back into the cubes. But in between I'm just going to use these linen laundry bags. Also taking these Ziploc bags, this is a larger one. I have another one inside. I also have 2 rain ponchos in there, because looking at the weather forecast it is meant to rain at least twice when I'm there, so these are handy just to throw in my bag, and obviously the Ziploc bags are great for wet clothes and put the ponchos in afterwards. Next up we have a first aid kit. This is what I'm using in my first aid bag. There's not a lot in there, it's just what essentials. So I've got like plasters, blister pads, some painkillers and that. I've also got a smaller pouch in here because I'm going to use that as a little first aid kit which I can throw in my park bag. The other thing that's got in here is this. I don't think I can really show you without tilting the camera, but it's just a little sewing kit, just in case a button comes off or something. At least I'm prepared. My mother would be so proud. Now, sticking with first aid, the next item is not something I think anyone really thinks when it comes to packing, but from my experience last year I found that I actually am going to need these. So this might seem weird to you, but like I said at the beginning, I am taking stuff that's more specific to me, and what I'm taking are ice packs. The reason for these is I have a recurring injury with my ankle and with my knee, so walking around all day in the parks tends to aggravate them. So what I did last year, I kind of improvised and used the Ziploc bags as ice packs, but this year I'm being more prepared and actually taking these with me, just to help if my ankles are swollen and hurting, at least I can ice them. Another thing I'm taking with me, I've already mentioned that I'm taking straws, but I'm also going to be taking a water bottle. This was a cheap one I got from Primark. I quite like it. It's quite easy to drink out of. It's a straw mechanism, opposed to just tipping out and drinking. But yeah, this is something I can fill up as I go around, and it'll hopefully save me a bit of money because I won't have to buy drinks all the time. Right, next, I'm classing as miscellaneous, and these are probably going to end up in my hand luggage. Well, these are probably going to end up in my hand luggage, but they might be in my case as well. I haven't quite decided where they're going to go yet. So first we have this. This is, like I mentioned, I'm going to Universal. So I've already booked my tickets. I've gone through an online company, and when they send you tickets, they send it in this pouch, which is quite handy. So I have my ticket for Universal in here, which is for there, which I actually have to sign. So I have to sort that out before I go. I also have these envelopes in here, which are, I'll show you, are marked with a date. I don't know if it's actually going to show up or it's going to be reversed for you guys. But what I do when I budget out my money, I put the money for each day in an envelope, and then I seal the envelope. That way I know how much I've spent each day. So that's in that one. I then have this one. You can't really see what's in it fully because it's not that clear, not that transparent. But I have my magic band from last year. I am getting a new one this year, but I'm taking the old one just for easy use, especially when it comes to like the Magical Express and that. And like I said, different colours to wear with different outfits. It sounds really vain, but yeah. I've also got my passport in here. That will be going in my hand luggage, and this entire file probably will be, but my passport's in here for now. I've also got my confirmation for the #1 lounge in Gatwick, because I've booked that this year, just because why not, just treat myself to the lounge this year. I've also got my ESTA documents, my travel insurance documents, and my holiday documents in here. And in the back, which I don't know if you can see, I have these little booklets. Those are actually checklists for pressed pennies. I've already gone through and ticked off the ones I got last year, and I'm hoping to get some more, so I'm going to tick them off as I go along. I've also got more envelopes in here with money in. With those, I'm probably going to split them. Some will go in my hand luggage, some I will distribute in other places in my case. So the last 3 things that are to go in the case as well are bags. I'm taking a Cath Kidston backpack, which I'm not going to show you packing that, it's just a standard backpack. But I'm also taking a small Onyx one that I bought last year to take to the park. It's a smaller backpack, but it's just the right size for the park, just to put everything in. Also taking this beach bag for when I go to the water parks. I'm probably going to take a towel with me, and this is a more convenient bag to take. The last thing I'm taking is not for the parks, and I'm hoping I don't have to use it at all actually, but I always take it with me just in case, which is this. This has a duffel bag inside it. I bought it in San Francisco a couple of years ago, and it's really handy, and it's quite compact as it is at the moment. The reason I take this is, if you watch my videos from last year, I have a habit of buying things, and last year I took this with me as well. I couldn't get everything back in my suitcase, so I just paid for an extra bag and then used this. So it saves me having to buy an extra one in case my luggage limit weight is over or nothing fits in my case anymore. So yeah, I always take that with me just in case. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I'm taking with me. So now I've just got to get it all in the case. So here we go. There we have it. That's everything I'm taking with me for my 2 weeks in Disney World. As you can see, it all actually fit, which is surprising because I thought I might need a bigger case. But yeah, everything's fit, everything's good, and the next time I see you guys, I will be in Disney World.